Hey, Brannon Beliso here. It is Friday, June 24th, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on the West Coast. I am, as always, Brannon Beliso. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a disruptor, an early adopter, a critical thinker, a thought leader, for the lack of a better word. And my passion and purpose has always been to help cultivate new, creative, innovative ways to be happier and more successful, whether it's the martial arts industry, or if I'm speaking at a TED Talk, or I'm speaking at Harvard, or I'm speaking at Meta, aka Facebook. I'm really enthralled with the whole process of the creativity, because I think each individual is very, very unique. And for me, that's powerful. So I work with people, I work with businesses and companies all over the world and really helping them cultivate that. Yesterday it was just amazing. And I didn't get to post the picture yet, but I woke up, I had a phone consultation with a school owner in Switzerland. Then I went and picked up a new portable basketball hoop for my son. Then I came back and did staff training with a team in Colorado. Then I went in and taught, 4 hours of classes, right? Then I came home and finished that basketball, putting it together for my son. And that got done about 12 midnight. And it's just when we have life like that and everything that we love, that's our purpose, we're able to give to. There's nothing more powerful. No amount of money can constitute the impact we can have on people's lives. Now, the money is a great byproduct. Make no mistake. Then I sat there yesterday trading throughout the day on the market. And it's just all encompassing. And it's a wonderful thing to wake up every day and find out, how can I live happier, healthier, stronger? I mean, at 60 years old, I have a really deep appreciation for life. And that's why I choose to be here with you. And I want to share that. I want to share that passionately. Hey, Carl, what's happening? Carl. Ooh. Kanthak. I don't want to say your name wrong, sir. Karate in Vancouver, Washington. Respect martial arts, Southern California in the house. Adam Parth. Freedom, martial arts and fitness. Dig it, dig it. As you come on aboard, say hello, folks. Don't sit up there in that eye in the sky. I want you to be with us. And if you have any questions on our subject today, which is how to get 10 new students, put it in there. Put it in there now. A little bit of maintenance. I want to take the time to say thank you to my sponsors, as always. Who do we have? Market Muscles, Kids Love Life Skills, My Studio, and LC Accounting. All disruptors in their own right, all doing innovative things and producing services and products that I believe can change our industry. And not so much change it, but create a new industry of people that engage technology, but still hold true to their values of martial arts. And they really want to be not only sustainable and profitable, they want to be relevant. So thank you to my sponsors for being here and allowing me to do what I do. What do I got coming up, folks? I have It's Time Live Believe, August 13th through 16th, right here in Millbury, California, 5 minutes from SFO. Convenient walk from the hotel. We have a 1 day, a 2 day, and a 4 day experience. The 4 day experience, which is the one I encourage everybody. You are your best investment. Make that investment in yourself. Come spend 4 days with us and it'll blow your mind. We have people come from all over the world. We have Lee Douglas coming out from England for this one. We've had Andre Mavis in Germany, Kim Herzog, Greg Bring up in Canada. People come from all over the world. From Australia, we've had people. On and on and on. And for me, Chris Malloy from Australia. So it is a very unique event. It's very immersive, and we will cover systems. We will cover everything from curriculum design, staff training, culture, social media, branding, your financial goals, going into retirement, all those things. But it's really the personal development. It is the quality time we spend together creating friendships, long-term relationships. Just ooh. So scan that code, get signed up for the 4 days, or maybe you come spend 2 days with us. Or 1 day. And in the 2 day and the 4 day, of course, we get Sam on. Sam on is brilliant in everything that he does. We were on the phone talking today, and he says he feels very passionate to try to help the school understand that you don't have to have multiple locations to be a millionaire. He owns one location, 125 students. He is a multi-millionaire. And I know that for a fact. So Sam will physically be here for 4 hours on Saturday. So it's going to be a real treat to have him here. And I'm very grateful and blessed for that opportunity. Also, young man that we're bringing out, he's designing the t-shirt for It's Time Live Believe right now, Zach Connolly. Now, people say, why? Zach's an upstart. He's a newcomer. He's got Roundhouse Creative. He's done some rebrands for me with Resilient Martial Arts. He's worked with Believe Martial Arts, a couple of different brands that I invest in. You know, I love to rebrand your school. So if you're ready to do that and really define your purpose and why, DM me on that. But Zach, you know, I think for me, the thing about Zach is he helped his mom build one school with a gimbal, which is a handheld thing which stabilizes, and a phone. So he's really going to show the small school owner how they, on a shoestring budget, can really have an impact on their social media. And I know your ad budget is tight. And what I love about Zach's approach that I think will be something you'll really engage is that he helps that process that I encourage of becoming a storyteller. So Zach will be here for the 4 days, as well as he'll be offering a talk on Sunday, August 14th of It's Time, I believe. Good. And then, of course, I'm going to be in Vegas. Coincidentally, I'm out there for my son's basketball tournament and the Super Show is going on. I won't be attending the Super Show, but where you will find me is Breakfast with Brannon. It is a return of it. Let me get out of the way, scan that code. It's a great time to get up close and personal with me. We have a great 9-course breakfast. So I'll fill your belly, I'll fill your mind at Monami Gabi, which is conveniently located off the monorail, which goes to the convention center, a couple of the major resorts. And so you can just hop on that, come hang out with me from 8:30 to 11 on July 18th. And after that, buzz over to the Super Show. Cool. All right. So that's all the good things we got going on. So what is everything about today? How to get 10 more students, right? That's the $1 million question. Every school owner I work with, you know, they always say to me, I got to get 10 more students. I got to get 10 more students. I understand that. I understand that. Let me say, hey, what's up, Jonna? Where's your hubby? Is he around there? And where's the baby? Where's that little girl? Crazy girl. Jadasaurus, are you there, Jadasaurus? All right. So it's the $1 million question. And please do not get me wrong. We constantly need to fill our pot. We constantly need to get new students. That is a given. How we go about getting those 10 new students is really where the art comes in. And I get it. Social media will tell you to hop on trends, right? I first learned that with TikTok. I made a silly video. And I sat there and said to my son, you know, post this, you know, and he said, nah. I said, why? It's just an original dance. I'm doing this pivot dance during the pandemic. We all got to pivot. It's got a good story. He goes, nobody will watch it, Papa. I said, why? He goes, well, because at TikTok, what you got to do is the song that's trending and the dance that's trending, you copy that dance, you use that song and you post it. That's how you get a lot of likes and comments. And I said, well, first of all, that doesn't sit well with me. There's zero creativity. All I'm doing is falling in line like sheep, like everybody else. And two, what if I don't like the song? What if it's explicit? You're telling me because it's trending, I should use it. And so that's my lead into the next comment. You know, when we use stuff like when Will Smith, you know, slapped Chris Rock, that was all over martial arts schools left and right. If Chris Rock knew this martial arts, then he wouldn't have got slapped. Sign up for a free class today. And then the latest one I saw was the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp one, right? Where fundamentally, here's what Amber had to say to Johnny after court, right? And it's this long thing, it goes on and on. But at the end of it, somebody put, you know, sign up for classes at my karate school. I don't want my brand to be associated in any shape, way, or form with that whole thing going on. I simply do not. And if we have to resort to that type of cheap marketing, hopping on a trend, I think it culturally, it doesn't align with my brand, my culture, or anything. And if you're a kid-friendly school and you want to be your name tied to a defamation trial, which involved stories of domestic violence, then I would really think about that. See, so it's things like that where I think social media is a double-edged sword. And I know we want to get lots of likes and comments and posts. I understand that. But I think it's also important that my digital imprint is something I take to heart and something I'm very careful about. That's why sitting on a Sunday night and batching out your social media in the Meta Business Suite is a good day. And really look at what you write. And, you know, I've gone back and looked at posts and I've taken them down. It's not quite. And, course correction is always cool, but I think we should be very mindful about that. So how to get 10 new students? What do you think? Put it in the comments. How to get 10 new students, right? How to get 10 new students. So I want you to really think about that. And for me, when someone says how to get 10 new students, what my real question is, how do you retain the students you have, right? If we put a big chunk of our time, effort, financial resources into keeping the students that we have, then I believe we offer ourselves a better chance to create raving fans who will go out there and tell more people about who you are and what you do. Nothing's better than word of mouth. Till this day, the best ROI is always going to be word of mouth. But the yin to the yang of that is the cancel culture we live in, right? We had somebody just a couple of weeks ago and, we're short-staffed and somebody didn't get to her call quick enough. And she gave us a 1-star review. Okay, right? You guys didn't get to me and, et cetera, et cetera. And it was a long story, but I utilized that in a very disciplined way. And I replied with, well, I humbly apologize for not offering you the stellar service that we are well known for. As you know, we are going through a pandemic, and as a small business, we are currently understaffed. So if you want to give me a call directly, and I put my number in the reply and review, I can support you. See, and the other thing about that, it's not a bad day, because when you get a couple of bad reviews, that shows you're human. That also shows that this isn't fixed. If I got 5,000 reviews and they're all 5 stars, well, I don't know. People are going to start looking at thinking that maybe I fabricated that, right? But I think it's really what we do with it, right? What we do with those type of reviews that make a huge, huge difference. Cool. So how do you retain the students you have? Any ideas? Right? Your disruptors, I want you to put it in the comments, please. How do you retain the students you have? Go. Put it in there. Put it in there. And for me, that's an important one, because we're always understanding that our purpose is, in order to grow our school, if I get 10 new students this month and I lose 10 students, I'm at net zero. So it's not how many new students I sign up. It's also how many I don't lose, how many don't go on hold, all of that. But ultimately, it really matters how much money I gross and how much money I earn. That money I earn that I invest and put away and save, that's the huge difference, right? That is the huge difference. So it's not active student count. It's not how much you gross. It's how much you net and what you do with that net. That really determines if you're growing wealth in your business, right? And that's important to me. I mean, why be in business if I can't save, buy, accumulate wealth to carry me comfortably into my retirement, right? If I ever retire, I have no need to. So what's your comments? Let's see. Retention, relationship. Absolutely, ma'am. I agree with you on that. Absolutely. Let's see, Adam. Excellent service and care, free internal community events. Good. Give. Yeah. Create relationships, Misha's saying, and teach great classes, even on a bad day. I love it. Jana, the community we built. Excellent. Jason, treat them like every day was their first day. I love it. Systems, absolutely. Jason, we must prove that we can fulfill a need for our community. And I love it, and the thing about it, it might sound a little kumbaya for you, right? Kumbaya, my Lord, but it's not. See, what we're discussing, and people are almost appalled when I say this. I don't want leads. I don't want trials. I don't want students. What? I want relationships. And I understand to have a quality relationship, I must be patient. And I must be invest the time. And through my every thought, word, and action, I earn your trust. And that's really our goal. That is our goal. And some people are bold. I mean, I think of Encourage Martial Arts. They do 2 weeks free of martial arts classes and 2 weeks free of after school program, because they believe that's their sweet spot to earn your trust. I dig it. We do 1 free trial class and you sign up. Why am I confident with that? Because it's month to month. No enrollment fee, no cancellation fee, nothing. So it's easy to invest in a month. And I'm mindful, we don't do a $99 special, anything like that. Take 1 for your trial class, and then you try it for a month. You don't like it at the end of the month, you can always quit, right? And again, because there is no enrollment fee, cancellation fee, we're not doing contracts. That is an easy entry point. We've removed pretty much every obstacle I can think of, right, in order to do that. So again, I love all these answers because they really are about investing in the relationship, right? The community we built. That's powerful. That's what sustained us through this pandemic. That's what moved 700 people online. That's what moved a couple hundred into parking lots. Really, it's the community that we built. So, you know how you get 10 new students? Convince the 10 that you have that you are a need versus a want, right? Answer this question. What do you need more, air or $1 million? Go. That's a no-brainer, right? You need air all day, every day. You need air. We know that. We understand that. Thoroughly, I understand that. You need air. That's a no-brainer, but we don't really think about air until we stop breathing, okay? So again, that might be extreme, but could you imagine if people woke up every day and much like breathing, they needed that type of interaction with your school or your service? And we have a unique opportunity to build that. Like Jason said right there, treat every student today like it's their first day. Okay, just do a little mental checkup. Do you treat that fourth year student the same way you treated them on day one? I know the relationship's further along. Do you treat that third year student like a brand new student on their first day? If we can do just that alone, you'll retain the students you have, and you create this tribe, as we say, of raving fans that go out there and tell more people about you. Because I truly believe a mom standing at a bus stop after school waiting to pick up her child, talking about how amazing my martial arts school is for her child is much more impactful and has better legs than any digital marketing possibly could ever have. Does that digital marketing have a bigger reach? Potentially, yeah, it does. But I say it all the time. You know, when I'm scrolling through my news feed like this at Facebook, Instagram, wherever, you know, I'm not looking for martial arts classes. So fundamentally, it's not like it used to be with digital marketing where you could run an ad or boost it at Facebook and you'd get some play. Now it's much more difficult. And more, because it's just fodder and it's saturated. And that's what marketing people do. They come to a beautiful environment and they basically kill it, right? There was a time when something like a Facebook was just what? It was just what? Post, like, comment. People were there hanging out, knowing what their families are doing. And then it turned into this whole other thing, right? Netflix is in the same position right now. Stock is down and they're going to come up with a lower tiered subscription that are going to have commercials. Had to give in eventually, right? And I don't know what that's going to do to Netflix because it really has taken on this bigger than life, you know, winning Academy Awards and things like Squid Games and Cobra Kai and just really doing, I wouldn't want to watch Cobra Kai with a commercial in the middle of it. Not me. So there you go. But I do believe, and this is why it's important, we do spend a lot of time cultivating our Google business page. Write this down, your Google business page. And we've always been aware of Google, you know, and then I'm always I'm out for data. I heard Russell Brunson talk about Google. You know, I've heard other people. I was at a seminar with Chris Rodriguez. She talked about Google. I was somewhere else and Paul Halmy, you know, pulled out his phone and said, everybody search for martial arts. And we all did. He goes, what search engine did you use? And everybody said Google. So there you go. See, because when I'm at Google, I'm there specifically looking for pizza or looking for car repair, or looking for martial arts. I am specifically there. So I would be what some would call a hot lead, right? I'm a quality lead. But if I look for one martial arts, I should be able to click in your Google business page and look at photos. You know, me and Jason Smith had that conversation the other day. We've had like, I don't know, 50, 60,000 views on our photos between two locations in the past month. That's a lot of eyes on our brand. So something as simple, which costs you nothing, taking pictures consistently in classes and stuff, posting them at your Google Photos is a good day. We're always doing posts at Google and we're always asking for reviews, but reviews have really taken on a different life. You know, I think they still stand really strong for restaurants and stuff. But I remember when that restaurant rose up against Yelp and they sat there and posted Give me 1 star. I want everyone to give me 1 star. And his business took off because he was tired of being held hostage or at the tyranny of this cancel culture that simply says, oh, I didn't like the way you looked at me. I'm going to write you a bad review. And they think they yield it like a sword and they're going to destroy your business with one bad review. So I think it's very important that we recognize people will do that emotionally or for whatever reason, and strategically hold on to your purpose, hold on to your personal values, and always reply with a sense of accountability, but with a sense of that you believe in what you do, and if a mistake is a mistake, that's fine. So invest a lot in your Google page. Go in there, claim it, set it up, make sure website hours, everything's coordinated, right? Good, clean links to your website, different things like that. Make sure you're posting actively on that Google page. Make sure every week you're batching out pictures. Get enough reviews. I believe it's 9 of them. You have 5-star reviews and you pop up on that left-hand side, where the stars are. I have no paid ads right now. Zero paid ads for any digital marketing. We haven't done any paid digital marketing for well over a year, right? We had our best quarter ever. And that brings me to the next thing, when I think about that, think of Tesla, right? Elon Musk says that we do no marketing, no advertising whatsoever. They say, yeah, well, you have 80 billion thousand, Twitter followers, et cetera, et cetera. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. But there was the time they didn't, and Teslas were flying off the roof. Now they're so expensive, with the supply chains and the way gas is right now. Everybody wants an electric vehicle. So it's a good day. So think about that. If a huge company like Tesla does zero advertising, why can't you? So how do you get those 10 new students then, right? We've talked about retention, right? Retention is teach amazing classes, constantly invest in your curriculum, review it, make sure it's relevant, make it a very clear path. Short-term goal, earn a stripe. Mid-term goal, earn your first belt. Long-term goal, earn a black belt. Have a very clear path that's understandable for the non-martial artist to embrace of how my child will progress or how I will progress and why. This is our sense of progression. Cool. And this one, I'll say it again and I'll say it again and I'll say it again. Treat every student today like it was their first day. Do you do that? Do you do that actively? Do you actively treat students every day like it was the first day? For me, that's imperative. And I will live and die by that. And I'm ever mindful of that. If I find myself taking somebody for granted in my school, I'll make the extra effort to go up the second time and say hello and see how they're doing and check in. I did that yesterday with a dad that is always working, so he doesn't get to watch his kids. Mom always brings them. And I noticed dad was there. So I went right up to him in between classes and I said hello. And he was like, oh, wow, And then Mike goes, yeah, he's always working. So you see that type of mindset is that whole kumbaya unicorn thing where you say, give back to the community, treat people well. All of those things are super, super important. Now, how do you write a system to support that? I think that's the bigger thing. How do I write a system where somebody has the awareness to recognize this dad doesn't always come in. He's here today. Say hello. I can't tell you how many campers that were there this week that were there pre-pandemic and they're back. And I knew they had been there before, or they were former students, and saying hello and reconnecting and all that, real empower. Really, I mean, it makes the hair stand up on my arms. And people say that to me all the time. How do you know that? Because it's a discipline. And if I forget your name, I will come up and ask you your name. If I say it wrong, correct me, please. And I'm cool with that. But I do recognize that in order to grow our businesses, knowing people on some type of personal level is important. I know somebody got a haircut and she went, wow, you noticed? Yes, I did. Because that's part of my operating system. When I move about different arenas, I'm always looking for the little things that create an emotional connection with people that add up. Cool. And, put your questions in there. I love your questions. Feel free to put them in there. Can you do that? Quick commercial break here. Just again, I want to thank my sponsors, my studio, Kids Love Life Skills, Market Muscles, LC Accounting, people I love. Their services are services you should check out. And make no mistake, though, and I tell people this all the time, the grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. And if you believe you're doing that in a relationship and it doesn't work out, then so be it. So be it. My studio is not perfect for everybody. Kids Live Life Skills is not perfect for everybody. LC accounting, nobody's. But if you find the relationships worth it and you want to go through the trials and tribulations because you believe in the longer vision, do so. If not, there's other services that can do that. And we know that. And I think that's important to know as well. We might stay with a website company or an accountant or janitorial service way too long. We have to be willing to say, this is what I need to do to better my culture, to better this environment. And how does that contribute with getting 10 new students? It's everything. I walk into a dirty, stinky school. It's not a good day. It's not a good day. And that's why people said to me, well, tell me, how does having a baby changing table in your bathroom retain the 10 students you have? For me, it's a no-brainer. Moms come with the siblings need their diaper changed. It's a good day when mom can go into a martial arts school bathroom and have a baby changing table. I think that's retention 101. But again, I think differently. And maybe it's that type of thinking is why a great company like Tesla does not have to advertise. Cool. Donna, I make sure I know the little things, the siblings' names. Yeah, that's powerful too, man. The siblings' names? That's really cool. Yep. Yeah, and you know what I do with that too when we're passing out the student parent discovery sheet for, say, a life skill, like we're on Focus in Excellent Kids. And there was a mom sitting there with a sibling. So when I was passing out who needs the focus sheet this week, I gave one to the mom for the daughter. I said, you know what? You want to earn this badge too, young lady? And the sibling goes, yeah, I do. Right. And so creating that type of culture where you're an investment is huge on retaining your students and getting new students. If a parent views you as a strong investment for their child's personal development and needs, and they experience that firsthand, guess what? They want to tell everybody. They simply do. They do, right? I was just reading, but the yin to the yang of that was that meal company. They gave out some free meal, right? Their delivery service. And I don't know, the kale was bad or something, and everybody got sick. Boom, like wildfire, all over the internet, just all over the internet. And their stock fell. Okay, so stop to think about that, right? I mean, it's super important. You have to live your purpose through your every thought, word, and action. Again, very unicornish, very kumbaya, but no, it's not. No, it's not. Not at all. Not at all. But it's something that we don't see an ROI on instantly. It's something that we can't, it's not tangible some days. It's not. It's hard to accumulate data on being kind to people. Right? There's some scientific studies that the endorphins are released and blah, blah, blah. Sure. All of that's there. All of it. Cool. All right. Let's see if I get this slide. And that's really what this leads into. How can you serve your students better? Put it in the comments. Come on, disruptors, early adopters, critical thinkers. Tell me, how can you serve your students better? And while you put in the comments, I'll give you my take. Number one is the experience that I create. And I was at ProMac a couple of weeks ago, and I spoke on maximizing the student experience. And my opening slide were two elderly people with Mickey Mouse ears at Disneyland, right? And I asked people, what do you see? Oh, I see magic. I see two happy people. I said, no, you know what I see? I see two people that went to Disneyland as little kids. Two people that went as, youth, went as teenagers, went in college with their friends, went with each other, as loved ones, went there with their own kids, went there with their, their kids and their grandkids, and now they're still going to Disneyland. That's a lifetime relationship. And why? Because Disney is constantly looking for ways to serve people better. And if we can do that with that sense of humility and a deep sense of gratitude that people choose to come to your martial arts school versus the one down the street, then the magic really can start happening. Really, it can start happening. It can. It simply can. And for me, that's real important because I think in many cases we fall short on that. I do too sometimes. And it's just a matter of putting a system of checks and balances into place. You take a deep breath before you get out of your car. What is my purpose? To live your best life. Great. How do I help people, my team, my community do that? Get out of my car, lock that door, go in, boom, boom, right? Because it's very easy when there's not somebody policing you, a manager, somebody above you as the owner, that you can walk in and be a total jerk some days. Nobody's going to call you out, right? Who's going to call you out? So I think it's important that we know that that sense of ownership that comes with that. How can you serve your students better? How can you serve them better? Put them in the comments. Come on, help me out. All right, Adam, install those baby changing tables. I love it, sir. I love it. Yeah, I love that one too, Jason. Take interest in other things that they do. Here's a prime example. Um, I buy basketball trading cards for my son. By the other day, he pulled a $350 card. It was very cool. And so the guy, one of the people who own and operate it has a daughter. She is a fourth year martial arts student with us, and she has a softball tournament this weekend. So him and I were texting back and forth about some cards I want to buy. And what, Jason, first thing I said was, hey, good luck to Gina this weekend in the softball tournament. There you go. I mean, those types of things are valuable. I witnessed a kickboxer come back, right, that only did outdoors and was very concerned with the pandemic. And I noticed she had been in class twice this week. My wife told me she was in one of her classes, and she was in my class last night. Boom. Whoa, Vivian, 2 classes in 1 week. Really cool. I'm glad you're back. Though that type of acknowledgement goes beyond, 1999 for 3 classes in boxing gloves, right? It goes beyond hop on the next trending video and, post 3 classes in boxing gloves for 1999 right after here's what Amber Heard said to Johnny Depp at the end of the trial. You see where I'm going with this? But you have to trust in your brand. You have to trust in the culture you're building. You have to trust in the tribe that you've grown over these years. Do you trust in it that much? Do you? Or do you have to resort to some sales tactic that's trending today? Okay, again, we've ran no digital ads for well over a year, and we had our best quarter ever. How do 2 mega schools survive a pandemic? Mega schools. I mean, we're big schools, right? We're big schools, 500 students per location. Those are pretty big schools in our industry. And so I want to pay attention to that type of information and understand it, right? Hey, what's up, Ricardo? Yeah. Yeah, Mish, I agree. He connects with the students through Star Wars. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because if they can see the human part of you and they connect with you on that way, the sense of loyalty, the relationship takes precedent over the martial arts and everything. It really does. I can't express that enough. And so I'm very passionate about the relationship. The other day, one of our parents, right, donated disinfectant wipes and masks and something else just because they had them. And they said, hey, my daughter's in camp and she's, one of our karate students. Can we donate this to us? And I said, sure. Absolutely. When people want to give back to you, happened the other day, someone brought us some, I don't know, some star bread, which are these little senorita rolls. People do that stuff all the time. I keep a big bag of candy, which I'll take out. I'll give them copies of my book. Kid will be sitting there. I bring them a coloring sheet and crayons. That type of stuff goes a long way, right? Be interested, be easily in awe, be looking for every opportunity to overserve. Write this down. Under promise, over deliver. Write it down. Under promise, over deliver. Write it down. Okay, now put a big X through it. Put a big X through it. Okay, big X, big X. Now, I want you to write over promise and over deliver. Got it? See where I'm going with that? Because it's so easy. If I aim low, anything above aiming low, you're going to be happy with under promise, over deliver. How hard is it to over deliver on an under promise? How hard is that? Could you imagine that if they're designing the new, iPhone 13 and they're going, well, let's, really talk this one down. Let's tell them the 3 cameras are just okay. Let's tell them the battery life is just okay. And then they'll be pleasantly surprised. No freaking way. No freaking way. So by taking that sense of accountability where you overpromise and you over deliver, that's where magic happens. You see where I'm going with that? Ooh, magic can happen there and there only. So be mindful of that. Overpromise and over deliver. Cool. And so, we're always looking for ways to serve our students better. And I know you just want to hear me say, well, you know how you get 10 new students? Do a buddy day. You want 10 more students? Then, do 2 classes and a t-shirt for $19.99, or, collect 5 billion leads next time you do a booth and put up a spinny wheel. Absolutely not. Your brand is more than that. The culture is more than that, right? But you have to become that architect storyteller. You do. Think of the great businesses. Okay. When you think of Amazon, do you think of Jeff Bezos? Yes, you do. When you think of Apple, do you think of Steve Jobs? Yes, you do. When you think of Microsoft, do you think of Bill Gates? Yes, you do. Right? When you think of Berkshire Hathaway, do you think of Warren Buffett? Yes, you do. Right? And on a small scale, you are in that best position to do that in your schools. You really are. You really are, without it becoming a cult. And the thin line with that, stuff is culture without community is just a cult. If I'm forever transparent and accountable to the community that I serve, and I amplify that through every example by giving back through my time, resources, and money to that community, right? And the decisions I make serve the community better, the programs we add, the events we offer, the events we choose to support with our cotton candy machine, whatever the case may be. I've been the MC of 2 different virtual auctions and live auctions now for a couple of years because I have that ability to speak. So why not utilize that, right? Why not utilize that? So think about that one for a moment. Cool. And so taking really good care of your students, I agree with you, sir. I agree with you wholeheartedly. So what does that lead me into then? Create raving fans and they will get you an unlimited number of students. If your families love you, and I mean, because the relationship is strong, it's powerful, they're going to go out there and tell other people. They simply will. So having a fundamental referral system in your school, ours is just $25, but it's really about them knowing that. Now you want to take it to the next level, right? TJ was telling me this in San Francisco, and he took it upon himself. I said, at Rock and Roy says, I want to get a bunch of $5 Starbucks cards, things like that. I said, what for, sir? He said, so when the team covers a shift for somebody and they come in, I just want to say thank you and give that to them to go get a Starbucks. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'm going to get him a credit card for San Francisco. And it inspires me to want to do that in Millbrae as well. You see, tonight we have a staff party for everybody that's working camp. We're only in week 3. Now, we've never done this before, but the 2 lead counselors gave us an idea that they felt they lacked confidence to tell people what to do because they didn't feel connected to them. They didn't know them really well, where they felt comfortable. So, aha moment, we created an opportunity. And tonight, we're going to set them up with food and everything, and we will leave. I'm not going to hang out there like Papa Bear and do any of that. I'm going to let the 2 lead counselors facilitate it, let them have a good time. You see where I'm going with that? So you create raving fans out of your own team, right? They'll tell more people. We've had more volunteers wanting to work at our camps than ever because you tell one person, they tell another person, they tell another person, and so on and so on and so on. Do not discount that form of storytelling. It is huge. But the yin to the yang, you do some bonehead move, right? It could destroy your business because they'll tell somebody and they'll tell somebody and they'll tell somebody. So understanding the value of your brand, understanding your value system is imperative to what you do, right? Yep, team bonding is real crucial, real crucial. And again, going back to that raving fans, that's important. So everybody gets a birthday card every time. New students always get a "you did great" card. We remember everybody's birthday and send them a postcard. When you quit our school, you get a thank you postcard. Thank you for allowing us to serve you. We'll always be right here if you ever want to continue. You want to keep those raving fans. And that's when I turn on and look and go, wow, you haven't been in our school for 2 years. Yeah, I'm back now. Oh, okay. Good. We have a new student, Alex. He's back. He hasn't been with us since he was 4 or 5. Now he's a teen. We have another one, Sophia Dixon, hasn't been with us for 3-4 years. She's back. She was in our after school program, and she was in our camps, and she was in our classes, and she's back. And she brought a friend with her. You know why? Because when she quit, we did not go into guerrilla mode, right? Go into damage control, set up an appointment, get them in the office. You shouldn't quit. You won't be a winner if you quit. What kind of parent are you if you let them quit? We do none of that stuff. And for me personally, it's appalling. If you ever guilt me for following my kid out of your swim class or anything else, I will never do business with you again, right? It could be for multiple reasons, none of which are your freaking business. None. You hear me? None. But guess what? If we have a very strong relationship, majority of parents are happy to divulge why. Happy to divulge why. My daughter, before I started this show, she's on her iPad playing with one of her friends, Cammie. Cammie is a black belt in our school. Once she got her black belt, she stopped for a while because she's really heavy into softball. Her brother is still doing martial arts with us. You see where I'm going with that? I'm not going to guilt that little girl for stopping to play softball, right? The fact that she stayed with us from 4 years old to 10 and earned a black belt, that's amazing. But what takes precedent now, folks? The relationship. Tattoo that on your forehead. Tattoo that on your forehead. Anytime someone quits, we always tell them, we're right here. The doors are wide open. We love you. If I see you on the street, I'm going to run up to you and say, hi, how's soccer, whatever the case may be. But when you didn't do it right, you know it. They see you in the shopping mall and just kind of look away and they head in the other direction. Who's ever been in that position? And if you have been, I have, once upon a time, that's a clear indication that you don't value the relationship and it's more about your ego and your bottom line. Anybody with me on that? Hey, Jim and Connie, what's happening? I just had a mom bring in her 2 kids. Mom earned her black belt 12 years ago and quit. But then she remembered us when it was time to bring in her kids. You see that? And see, but it's hard to quantify that, isn't that? Right? If I got digital marketing, I can throw you some hieroglyphic thing on an inside and data that your click-through rate is really good and your algorithms are yada yada yo. I can do that. But you can't quantify that, can you, Jim? And I want to thank Jim. Jim brought up a comment to me because I had said to Jim and Connie way back, please put your schedule at your website. Don't make them opt in for it. Please put a link to a trial. Please show the price of your memberships. Now, when we went to Market Muscles a year ago, I let it do its thing. I needed a year of data to know, well, okay, because Steven's a smart guy and his company is just amazing. So let him do what they do. But now, with a year of data, if you look at my Youth Karate and Excellent Kids gym, schedule's back up, the link to the trial's there, and the next thing we're going to do is post memberships as well, right? Because I believe when I want to buy a car, I don't have to jump through hoops to get a price. I want to buy an iPhone, I know how much it is going in. We're one of the only industries that do that. I know how much 24-hour fitness is. I know how much it should be right there. Again, we're one of the only industries that do that because we're living in the 1980s where, you know what? Spin the wheel at my booth. You want some glow nunchucks. Can't give them to you, buddy. You got to come into the school to claim your glow chucks. It's like freaking timeshare. 3 nights and 2 days in sunny Mexico. Small print, but you have to sit through this timeshare meeting. Stop it. So I agree with you, Jim. It's all going back up. Again, I just wanted to trust Stephen and Market Muscles, which I still do to the hilt. Again, I just want to unify my personal beliefs into that Market Muscle website, our culture into that Market Muscles website. You feel me? And it should be a good balance. That's why I'm not huge on backlinks and all that other crap. Why? Going back to Google again, you want to get 10 new students. Google wants to be a trustworthy resource. So number one, what Google really likes are websites that are built properly. Listen to me, that are built properly. So the algorithms are going, searching martial arts school, San Francisco, pa. These websites are built really well. Okay, they're Google friendly. They understand coding. They get it. Already in a native way, Google's going to favor that. They simply do. Boom, my Google business page, active, posters, hours updated constantly, right? They even send you notices, update your stuff. Constantly, Google wants you there because if you're a business that's not conscious of that, you're probably not a good business. You're simply not. You're not. So again, going back to that, Jim, yep, we're all over it. Yeah. Yep. And Jim sharing that. And I think when I first said that, people thought I was freaking nuts, right? Jim, yay, putting my schedule and membership rates online have been a game changer for us because I think it gives you a better lead. If I can't afford you, I can't afford you, right? I could want a Bentley all day long, but if it's not in my budget, why? Why am I going to torture myself like that? Same thing here, right? And we're very solid in that. We don't do sibling discounts, family discounts, nothing. It is what it is. One free trial, sign up. Month to month, done day. But I think the big thing, and we've reworded that, Jim. Now we say when someone says, how much for your martial arts classes? And we say, for your child's investment into their personal development and future needs, we offer month-to-month subscriptions in our tuition plans. And then we tell them the price. Keywords: investment, need, tuition, and month-to-month subscription. Got it? Write that down. Investment, you're an investment and a need, right? You are a tuition because you're a school of higher learning with life skills, okay? And it's a month-to-month subscription. So that's it. I mean, it's real simple, but I wrote it out and I was working that with Jason Smith in one of his wisdom coaching calls. And that's been really important. Again, studying Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If I'm going to run a social media post or do something to recruit new students, another one I use a lot now is Nextdoor. Nextdoor, I posted that today. Hey, this is Kim and Brannon, right? We live over in the Meadows and we're really grateful to be able to offer our summer camps to kids. Parents dig it, right? And then post a picture of our camp, right? It's very native. It's very organic. And it lets them know we are people in this community as well. So I like Nextdoor too. I really do. We find it's, again, something more community-based, and it shows we're part of that community. So, get that website tight and right. All right. Are we almost there? Yeah, we are. Let's see. I don't want to miss anything. Okay, here. And this is a big one. Invest in your team and they will keep the students you have and they will get you tons more students. That's been the biggest thing. I was talking to somebody yesterday, one of my admin strategists, and I sat there with them and, I said, this is how much I need to make. This is how much my family needs to play and have fun. This is how much I need to put into my retirement. And this is how much I need to pay my home off before I die. And this is how much. And once all that's locked in, guess what? I want the rest of that money to go back to my team. And she looked at me like, what? That's really cool. I said, yeah, because if my needs are fulfilled, so my family doesn't suffer, my retirement doesn't suffer, my investments don't suffer, I can pay my house off, right? And take care of all. And we have a pretty lavish lifestyle. I will admit that. What we spend on my family and everything is good. It's a good thing. But beyond that, I want to give it all back to my team. I want to give it to the community. I want to do that. And that's where I'm at. And she looked at me like I was crazy. I don't think I'm crazy. I think it's smart. It's smart, right? Just like, why eat until you're so full you want to puke? I don't think that's cool. I think you should eat till your belly's full. And while you're doing that, you should be sharing with everybody. That's important. And that is important, right? Richard Branson said that really well about Virgin Airlines when it was around. He said, if I invest in my team and I take good care of my team, guess what? They'll take care of the clients all day. Somebody had posted something, and Jesse Darnell, and I applaud you, Jesse, wherever you're at. He had posted where somebody was looking for martial arts instructors. And I don't know who they were. That part's irrelevant. But what he was saying, which I thought was so poignant, was, we pay in some cases below minimum wage. In some areas, it's like, it's not a high, career job. There's nothing career about that. So 401k, where you match them, absolutely, up to 3%. Some kind of medical siphon for your salary people, absolutely. Vacation with pay, absolutely. Annual cost of living raises, absolutely. Paying at least 5 to 10% above minimum wage at an entry level, absolutely. 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 And if you're not doing that, plus respecting and valuing their life outside of your school, you're done. And I think what Jesse said, which was, something I hadn't even thought of really, you want to pay really low wages and you want this freaking person to be there in the middle of the day from 3 o'clock until 9. They can't even go get a second job. So that's the other thing. If we think of the hours, somebody is in your martial arts school, the morning, the swing shift is what? 3 to 11. A regular shift is 9 to 5. Graveyard shift is midnight to 8. It's not any of those. It's in the middle of my freaking day. So again, you need to pay for that. So I'm a huge advocate for wage reform in our industry. And it is. I know it's your mom and pop. You can do whatever the heck you want. But, when your black belt leaves you and opens up 2 blocks away and takes half your students, that's your own damn fault. It is. So if you take care of them so well, 2 of my guys bought houses, one during the pandemic, one just recently. It just tickles me pink. And I'm asking, what do you want to do next? You get married? You having babies? What's up? I want to support that. How can I do that? And I believe if I do that, then it comes back tenfold. So giving to your team and finding ways to invest in them more and more every day is vital to that. Vital. Cool. So evaluate that too. And then some of you that are single school operators, you are a terrible boss to yourself. You are a horrible boss to yourself. Anybody ever feel that way? I did at one point, and I get it. In the beginning, 17-hour days, 7 days a week, I cleaned the school. I was guerrilla marketing after midnight. I taught all the classes. I answered all the phones. I remember. But each day I answered that phone, I was writing that job description for front desk. Each day I was doing books. I'm wondering who's the bookkeeper I'm going to afford one day, right? When I'm out there hanging posters out on flagpoles and stuff, on those electrical wooden poles in San Francisco, I was remembering, how am I going to outsource this at some point? So you may be that way today, but it won't be that way forever. Cool? All right. So take a look and put it in the comments if you have any comments. I'm going to do a little housekeeping before we check out here. All right. And I hope my boss is a tyrant. I love that, Jim. Investing in my team allows me to invest in my family, not just financially, but more importantly, with more free time, sir. I agree. Adam, sadly, next door in my area is only coyote sightings and people complaining. Yeah, that happens a lot at next door, sir, because there's a whole contingency of people in our community. It's a lot of elderly people who have a lot of time on their hand, and they sit there and complain. My neighbor let his dog poop on my lawn. All of that's there. But in that, there are glimmers of hope. There really are, Adam. Don't give up on it. Just, again, post consistently. Let that be part of your social media schedule, because you don't market one way to 70 people. You market 70 ways to 70 people, right? And Nextdoor has its medium. It does. So you may want to leverage that to some degree, right? So as you see where I'm going with all this, you guys, it's nothing like you expected, is it? Nothing, right? Nothing like any of us ever expected. It's not, if you want to get 10 new students, you could throw a Hail Mary or Mary Pass and put thousands of dollars each month into digital marketing. Absolutely. But there's not one way to be successful. We find that post liking and commenting, being in tune with our community events, teaching amazing classes, taking really good care of our team, baby changing table, all of it is why we're in the position we are. 2 mega schools to survive the pandemic and to still be, we're doing good. We're not quite at 1,000 yet. Once we lost all our after schoolers, because we expected that, we dropped back down to about 900. We're all the way as high as 950. Now we're back to 900, but 40 of those were after schoolers in one location. So I'm cool. But the neat thing, if I look at camp, right? Camp, our average ticket for camp is $400 a week. We're averaging anywhere from 25 to 40 campers every week. So if a camper comes for 4 weeks, that's $1,600. How many students is that? So that's why the active student count is not always the best indicator. Again, look at how much money you make, how much you spend, and what your net is. And what you do with that net, I think, is really powerful. So wisdom. And I know people keep asking me this, am I going to do another session of wisdom? To be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure yet. I fell in love with everybody that I worked with in wisdom. And when you do that, it takes a toll because you feel extremely accountable for their success and who they are. So if I do it, I'm not 100% sure. I need to take a break from it, and I'm going to visit it again around September. So talk to Jason Smith, talk to Monique Washington Jones, talk to James Walker, talk to Marco Mazzola, talk to Nick and Courtney, the people that were in wisdom, and see what they have to tell you. And they're actually going to come on the show in the next couple of weeks, and they're going to talk to you themselves. So you'll get an insight on that. So as of today, if you want to learn more about wisdom, there it is. So who's going to be in Vegas? You're going to be in Vegas for the Super Show? Come have breakfast with me. I'll fill your belly, I'll fill your minds, and offer you something very unique. Again, we've had dignitaries from the Cookie One. The last one I did came to breakfast with Brannon, and that got them to bring me to Seoul, Korea for the Cookie One's President's Summit. I did one in Texas with somebody like Grandmaster Zofri Amin was there. I mean, just amazing people get to sit there and hang out with me. And it is very up close and personal. Plus your bellies, you eat really good at Mon Ami Gabi. It's a great restaurant to be in. Oh, I put the wrong slide, huh? Okay. There's breakfast with Brannon. Got it? Okay. And then, of course, It's Time Live Believe. We have 1 day, 2 days, and 4 days. It is really the 4-day experience that I cultivate that's unlike anything else, unlike anything, in this world. And I say that passionately because I'm the one who facilitated for the past 7 years. You only get Brannon. Brannon's there, and you will, I can't describe it. Just scan the freaking code and check it out. Cool? All right. Today was wonderful, yeah? Any questions? Put them in there. My boss is a tyrant. Yeah, Jason Smith's there. Reach out to him, and it is unique. It is unique. And I pride myself on that. I'm not different for the sake of being different. I'm different because I'm humbled and grateful to God for allowing me to be me and offering me the opportunity to be me. And that's a huge responsibility because ego is easy to get in the way when we get insecure and we get fearful. But I will always live in hope that I can be a better facilitator, a better teacher, a better example, a better student, a better husband, a better everything. I refuse to allow fear to dominate my thinking when it comes to business, especially when it comes to business and growing something I believe in so much. Cool. All right. We all good, folks? Hey, we did it right on time, man. It's 12 o'clock. That's a good day, right? I think that's a really good day. So if anyone's got a burning desire, go ahead and post it in there. And as I shared, in the coming weeks, we're going to have wisdom people on. I think I'm going to take a break. Maybe I'll take a break. Jason sent that to me. I think I'm going to let some of my clients and people facilitate the show. Why not? Did you hear that? Oh, Jason's going, man. Marco's going, oh, dude. Yeah. I'm going to challenge you guys, make you step up and have some fun. Cool? All right, folks. Hey, I am Brannon Beliso. Thank you to everybody. Market Muscles, Kids Love Life Skills, My Studio, LC Accounting. Thank you, Marco, for posting everything in the comment. Thank you to the people who were here. You are disruptors. Your voice matters. You have to be willing to exercise it and put it out there. Cool? So what are we going to do? Subscribe to my podcast, Success Never Sleeps and Mindful Meditations. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me at Instagram. Join the Disruptor group. For everything else, go to brannonbeliso.com. Until we talk again, please, you go out there, live your best life.